On April 7th, the Ontario government announced that Niagara Falls would be the site of a future facility that will produce green hydrogen. President of Atura Power, Fralick, joins us to tell us more. Chris, this will be the first site in the province to produce green hydrogen on a large scale.
Sure will. Yeah, this site will increase the province's green hydrogen capacity by a factor of 8. So we'll be constructing a 20 megawatt facility over the next year and a half or so, with the target of having it in service in early 2024.
What are the advantages of hydrogen production?
The avoided carbon. So right now when you burn something like methane is natural gas, you got a carbon with hydrogen. Byproduct of that is CO2. So the beauty of hydrogen is just H2. You combust it with O2, and the byproduct is just H2O. So there's literally no greenhouse gas emissions from the combustion of hydrogen, and it's an important tool in the toolbox of ways that we plan to decarbonize.
How will the hydrogen be distributed from this facility in Agra?
Initially, we will put it into, compress it and put it into what they call tube trailers, so trucks, and then we can then transport it to where it's going to be needed. One of those locations will be our Halton Hills generating station in Halton Hills on the 401 in Milton, and we will be consuming that hydrogen, and as I said, with the intention of setting up agreements and offtake contracts with other consumers.
Eventually, some of this hydrogen will be used to power vehicles?
There's many different potential pathways for the adoption of hydrogen, and one of them is heavy-duty trucking, long-haul trucking. Like for the more shorter duration residential sort of passenger vehicles, like that's really an EV space. But when you get into the big, long-distance, heavy stuff, like batteries are not as practical. So there's quite a movement right now around fuel cell electric vehicles for the big stuff. So that's one of the potential pathways that we are exploring. Others include, the industrial sector, so cement and steel and oil and gas, all those sectors, fertilizers, all those sectors need to do something to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, and hydrogen is one of those ways.
The production process relies on a lot of electricity. Is that why Niagara was chosen?
Yeah, so one of the value propositions that Atura, as a wholly owned subsidiary of OPG, brings to the table is you do need electricity to make hydrogen through electrolysis. And one thing that we know and we have a lot of is a lot of electrical infrastructure and a lot of real estate around the province. So we're looking to leverage both of those to site electrolyzer hydrogen production facilities next to electricity facilities.
What are we looking at as far as a timeline on this project?
Yeah, so we're in the process now of doing all of our design and our scoping. We've gone to the street to get requests for proposals for the electrolyzer itself, the heart of it, and our target is to have this facility up and running in early 2024.
Chris, how is the Ontario government supporting this project? Is it through tax breaks?
The province of Ontario is supporting this by waiving what they call the gross revenue charge. So it's essentially a tax that's put on the water that's used to produce electricity at a hydroelectric facility. And what they've said for this particular application at Niagara, which is a bit unique, that the use of electricity will not attract that gross revenue charge, the water tax. So that is a significant support from the province.